KROQ, Klein show. Friday morning, be in a good mood, be in a better mood because we got tickets for you to join us at KROQ's Almost Acoustic Christmas 1 week, 1 day from today. And all you got to do is pitch us a TV show. And even though we'll give you our thoughts on it, really it's only Dan Levy's thoughts that matter because this man has, you won't brag about it, but how many shows have you sold? Hundreds? Thousands?
Millions.
Millions of
shows.
Wow.
Millions of shows.
All the shows.
You've heard a lot of no's, right? You have ideas. You go meet in rooms with people that buy TV shows, and you think went well, and everyone's high-fiving, and you think, I'm going to get a call, they're going to buy it, and sometimes they don't buy it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, literally happened this week where I was like, I sold this show. Everyone's celebrating, high-fiving, and they're like, no, we were just excited about it, but we're not going to buy it. I was like, okay, cool. I'm glad I wasted 2 hours.
What are some of the red flags that you're like, I can tell as I'm talking that they hate this idea?
Well, now a lot of it, you're pitching it on Zoom, so you could truly see people just like
checking out
online shopping. You're like, you do not want to buy the show. You're buying sneakers. I see the reflection in your glasses. Just kill me.
Let's just stop in the middle.
What's the point?
Yeah.
What's the point?
Dan's got a show that I guess just sold out. I always feel bad when people wake up early to come in here and promote a show and then the show sells out, which is a good thing, but it's at Largo on Monday. He did bring some tickets to give away, and on that show, not only do you get Dan, but you get Nikki Glazer, maybe the biggest comedian of the year.
Yes.
For her performance at the Tom Brady roast, and she's crushing. I think she's hosting the Golden Globes or something, so she'll be there, and Dan Mintz, very funny, will be there, and Brett Goldstein, and that show sold out, but then you'll be doing it again January 8th, so go to one of the Dan's Largo shows if you can. Largo is one of those venues that apparently is very cool. Like, it's always cool shows with cool people, and always I feel like Conan O'Brien's just randomly popping in.
It's unassuming, but a legend.
But right,
locally.
but I mean, do you feel uncool when you're there? Because
I feel I'm the coolest, you know.
Oh,
so
you have a false sense.
I'm the coolest when I'm at Largo.
False sense of confidence.
That's when you really know.
No, I feel great there. It's fun. It's always great because you never know who's going to pop in. We've had Adam Sandler one time popped onto the show. It's really been it's a great place.
So you can't buy them for the December 9th show, but we will give some tickets away for that, and we've got Acoustic Christmas tickets to give you if Dan thinks you have the best pitch of a TV show. We're looking at elevator pitch. It's a name and a log line. Last time you were here, we did this. We heard some great ideas. I don't think any of them you actually decided to really work on, right? They were good temporarily.
But today, as you are pitching me, I will be online shopping. You cannot see my face. But if I respond quickly, that means I'm not buying anything. But if I don't respond, that means I have just purchased a pair of sneakers.
What about a show about a radio show that's trying to make it in a tech-driven world and the threat of being replaced by AI?
It seems unrelatable.
Yeah. It's just our daily struggle here at KROQ.
I actually did have an idea for a dating show, and I want to know what you think about it. Because when you meet a new person, you start with the person, right? And then if you like each other, you meet friends, family, you meet the parents, etc. But this one is called The Outer Circle, where you start with people that barely know the person, like their gardener. Or like somebody who served them at a bar once. And then you slowly work your way into somebody who taught them first grade, somebody who, was an aunt, and then eventually their teacher, or eventually their parents, and then you eventually work your way to the person. You choose the person based on their outer circle.
Dan, is the worst part of being a guy who writes shows is that you just have to hear this nonsense constantly from people?
The hook needs to be the last moment is they turn out to be criminals. That's sort of like what you want.
Okay, wait, but they're all naked.
Okay, I can do that. I can do that.
Not a terrible idea, but I mean, you think you started way too outer circle. I don't think you're going to get anyone hooked in with the gardener out of the gate.
Yeah,
I think
I would want to know, are they a good tipper?
Yeah, but I think it's an interesting idea to meet the family. It could be a good dating show where you don't meet the person.
His best friend is so annoying. I don't want to date this guy. But maybe you met the guy and you liked him.
I think you guys are pitching me segments from The Bachelor.
Damn it. God damn it.
Hey, it works.
That does happen, though. Sometimes I'll think of a great idea and I'll come out of the shower and tell my wife, oh my God, just saw the best idea for a movie. And I'll pitch it and she's like, okay, that's Star Wars. I'm like, all right. Damn it.
But at least it's a good idea.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea.
The phones are full now. Everyone wants to pitch. So once again, Dan is going to take this seriously.
I'm very serious right now.
Even though, he's not, because he's a professional, and everyone in this town is an amateur at coming up with show ideas, and he's actually done it. So let's say hi to Andre. We'll start with you, make our way up and down these phones, up for grabs, legitimate tickets, and maybe, just maybe, Dan goes, you know what? There's something there. Let's develop
let's do it. Come
Go
on.
ahead, Andre.
You talking to me, Andres?
Sure, I'll go with you.
Okay, cool, man. So I want to call it Safety First, right? It's about blue-collar guys that are, up there, in the up the ladder towards the top. Supervisors, foremen, excuse me, that are also, I call it a double life, but it's also not really. It's they're stoners. You know, at the end of the day, they don't do it at work. I want the emphasis on that. The dynamic, you know, work and play definitely needs to be separated. Because there's plenty of shows where, you know, you got the stoners.
All right. If you overuse
It
your
kind of sounds
time.
like weeds.
I don't know.
He said it's a double life of blue-collar stoners.
That is an idea from a stoner. He was too high to pitch us the show.
I am
appreciate it,
a
Andre.
blue-collar stoner.
It sounds like you just looked in a mirror and called us and described what you were looking at.
What if there's like a high guy at a gas station hanging out with the high guy at a gas station?
That's a good idea. Roy, you're on KROQ. Good morning. It's time for you to pitch to the great Dan Levy, who's with us right now. We'll be at Largo on Monday telling jokes, and then back there on January 8th. What's up?
Allie Klein, Sweet Divots, my
Sweet
people.
Divots, brother.
Okay, so I'm thinking a show called Simply Slogans, where you get through all the generations, you pick up slogans from TVs and see if you can name the product. The more you get into it, the harder they get. You start with slogans from the 2000s, drop it in the 90s, 80s, 70s. What's up with that? Kind of like ask people, what's the product for Name the Beef? What about
Name the Beef was
Name
not
the beef
slogan.
is nothing.
That was not a thing.
We already have a problem.
Are you coming up with? You mean where's the beef?
I think that's what he was looking for. I think that this is a flawed
Name that
pitch.
beef
Okay.
sounds like a great show,
Hey,
though.
by the way, name that beef.
Name That Beef is a different show.
Different show.
I'll buy that. He's not pitched that, so we'll steal that.
That's a great idea, and we have complete control of that one. Amelia,
It's just pictures of meat.
name that beef.
Name That Beef.
T-bone.
It's salami.
Hey, let's say hi to Brian. Brian, you're on KROQ. Good morning. Welcome. It's time for you to pitch a show. Oh, hold on. Brian's on line 4. What's up, Brian?
Hey, good morning. Good morning.
How are you?
Okay, my idea would be a show called, I guess you could call it Bad Beats. It would be about a sports gambler who, you know, makes his bets every week and happens to lose because of some fluke play or something. I know Norm MacDonald had a show, and he had a priest. He went up to a priest and asked him to pray for his sick aunt Anna Heimdux.
What?
Okay.
All right, you've got
All
me.
right.
I'm
Now you've launched into a show that already exists, but
Yeah,
that's
now,
cool.
now you're pitching us
No,
Norm's
that
sitcom
was-
from the 90s.
You know, that's great. You know,
I like it. No, so far, these are great ideas,
if
all
you
of
can,
them.
if you can get Norm MacDonald, I think we should make this happen.
Yeah,
That's a great
Someone
idea.
call Norm. Let's get the rights.
All right, hold on. Let me say hi to Terry now. Terry's got a legitimate show idea. By the way, the reason we're pitching these is not just because everyone in this town thinks they have a good idea for a show, but Dan Levy knows good ideas and bad ideas because
Yes.
he's pitched quite a few of both, and he's actually sold. Very few people in this town have actually been given a check for a TV show idea, and you've done that multiple times. Very impressive. Terry, go ahead.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
The idea I have is it's kind of a love story. It starts in the 50s. It's about two kids that are around 12 years old. They meet at the 4th of July street barbecue. They fall in love. That grows through the years. I kind of started it as a movie, and it has a lot of music.
Music, well,
music of the 60s.
Is this
70s.
something
Okay.
that you've written already?
You definitely.
Okay, so
It
it's
is
like,
something that I've had in my head for about probably 7 years.
Okay, so it's like racist How I Met Your Mother, basically.
With music.
I guess you could call
A
it that.
musical racist How I Met Your Mother. That sounds fantastic.
I like it.
Hey, you know what?
Not the worst pitch we've heard so far
It's
today.
got legs.
Eddie, Eddie, what do you got for us?
Yeah, my show would be called The Park. It's similar to NBC's Superstore in the fact that it takes place in a theme park. So you have your employees. It follows their everyday lives in the park and outside. Shows you funny moments of where people are coming to the park. Maybe you have that small child who didn't listen to the guy, ate too many corn dogs, and throws up everybody on the
Right.
ride. Or the new employee has to take an initiation on a roller coaster and ride it naked overnight when the park's closed. It would be a comedy. I think it would be pretty funny.
I actually
okay.
like that idea.
That's a good idea.
That is.
Hey, but when you said it could be a comedy, it made me think maybe it should be a drama, and there should be a murder at the park immediately in the pilot.
Cool. Or like people at the amusement park keep dying and they don't know how.
Oh, yes.
And there's
yes.
somebody murdering people, even though they think it's just a bad amusement park.
Yes, every time they go to the park, they vomit and die, and they think that it's because of the bad food, but really it's because there's a secret murderer
Oh
at
my
the
God,
park.
Dan, it's a horror movie.
You find out the funnel
I love
cakes
it.
are made by former park. They're all parts of body parts.
Okay,
in the
here
funnel
we,
cake.
there we go.
Now we got
now
it.
we got it. I love it.
Amelia.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for answering. I was thinking about a show very similar to my job. I work at a print shop, and the daily nuances that go into printing rush projects, people forgetting to do certain things to their files. I'd really like to highlight that as a show, kind of like The Office, but the print shop.
So instead of paper, it's printing?
Yeah. So like
paper, printing.
Like each episode is like, oh, I forgot my files.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that when I'm in line at Kinko's, I think to myself, this is fascinating.
The more boring office.
All right, hold on. We'll continue with your ideas.
It's all about the characters.
Dan Levy here, Lincoln Park now, KROQ.
Klein, Alley, Show! Mornings on KROQ! 106.7 KROQ.
We're a radio show, but apparently people still love TV shows, and that's why one of the reasons why Dan Levy's in our studio right now. He's got a show at the Largo on Monday. It's a sold-out show, but he brought some tickets to give you, and we'll also throw in some KROQ Almost Acoustic Christmas tickets for you as well. That show's happening 1 week, 1 day from today. Dan's show, Nikki Glazer, Dan Mintz, of course, Dan Levy, Brett Goldstein will be there. Our show, Smashing Pumpkins, 311, Beck. Similar shows, similar lineups.
I'll be there too. I'll perform.
Yeah, and he's going to come up and do a nice tight 10 just to get the show going, get everyone warmed up. So Dan has sold quite a few TV shows over the years, been a successful writer in this town for a while. And as a result, we're letting everyone who thinks they have a good idea for a show pitch their shows. Dan will pick his favorite one, and we'll give you some tickets to his comedy show. And maybe we'll give first place Acoustic Christmas, second place your comedy show, or let the winner pick.
Okay, so far, we need some better ideas.
That's what we've received.
That's a good takeaway.
Allie's going to read some from the text line, then we'll get back to the people on the phones that would like to pitch their elevator pitch for a great TV show.
707, what about a show about a successful comedian who's a great guy with a family, but when he travels and goes on tour, he is a serial killer. And he's played by Tom Segura, and Bert Kreischer is his dopey best friend who doesn't understand what's going on.
Feels like that's something that's already being worked on.
Yeah, I mean, that's in development in 5 places.
Did you read that from Deadline? That seems like that's already happened.
909, Hanging Out with Boomers, a show where people aged 16 to 24 have to go to lunch and talk to old people about random topics.
Yeah, no one wants that. That's just hanging out with your parents and finding out information about people you don't know and how they can't get pregnant.
Right.
That's what that is.
That's at every lunch with mom.
Oh, yes. 562, what about a reality show of a bunch of random people who have to start OnlyFans accounts, and we track their progress and see who ends up with the most subscribers?
Oh, that's interesting.
That's cool.
And it's called People Who Work Out at Planet Fitness.
That's already the hiring process. Jason on KROQ, you can pitch to Dan Levy. Go ahead.
Hey, good morning, Sweet David. I have a really dumb idea for a reality TV show.
For the right place.
It's going to be a play. It's going to be a play on Airbnb. We'll call it Dairy NB. NB stands for no bathroom. So the premise is you get a bunch of lactose intolerant people.
Here we go.
Throw them in a house.
Okay.
Throw them in a house, and then you have one person sabotaging them. So he's going to replace all the non-dairy products with dairy products.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole point is they have to figure out who's the saboteur. And it's going to be one bathroom, so it's going to be funny for the people watching, you know?
All right,
okay,
so it's a bunch of lactose-intolerant people in an Airbnb where someone is sabotaging them with lactose.
It's called Big Brother's Diarrhea.
Yeah.
That's a great show, and I think that it would do very well.
Hey, sometimes shows just need good titles.
That's all you need. You just need a bunch of people just having diarrhea in a small house with a few strangers, and that is network television, baby.
Ricky, we give you a pitch now from the 323. Go ahead.
Awesome, great. This is a simple dating show. A lot of times when we go on our first date, we put on our airs, our best behavior, right? Mm-hmm. We have exes watch that first date, and then they get the opportunity to bash their exes in front of their new significant. So basically the person they went out to date.
So the exes would watch the first date and say, all of this stuff was lies. He doesn't have cats. He doesn't.
Oh, interesting.
That's interesting.
I like that.
I like that. That's a lot of drama.
A lot of drama.
A lot of ruining lives.
Yeah.
Maybe
good.
like a part of a larger dating show, but maybe not enough for its own dating show.
Definitely better than Allie's gardening idea, that's for sure. Christian.
It wasn't a gardening idea, goddammit. You start with the gardener.
Christian on KROQ. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. So my idea, I was thinking of America can never get enough of sitcoms. So why not have a sitcom of a morning show of some radio host, maybe a guy and a girl, maybe supporting cast with some, Johnny, like DJ Omar, but so a starting cast with Klein and Alley, of course, because it's already a cast that everyone knows and loves. So why not just make it a sitcom and a show? They already have a streaming service.
Right, we're already on YouTube. That's enough for us. We've set the...
And we're about to be canceled.
Yeah. That's a terrible idea.
Here, I'm going to pitch you guys a TV show about a radio show that's been canceled.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a great...
714 wanted to pitch a show. The idea is a couple that have been together for over 10 years and are married, have 3 kids together, but the husband was gay the whole time. And the show would be Chaos on co-parenting. Hashtag my life story. Whoa!
Whoa!
Cool.
All right. Well, now we got... Dan, you've heard a lot of ideas.
So many ideas.
This is your life every week. You're coming up with shows. You're selling shows. You're hearing shows. Which one was the worst one you heard? We'll start there, and then we'll get to your favorite.
Oh, the worst one was when they just pitched us a scene from the Norm Macdonald sitcom.
That was the worst one.
The Norm show was a great show, but the
show.
idea of pitching a show that is just a scene from another show from the 90s was not ideal.
After you gave up on your own idea.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Now, of all the ones you heard, which one do you think has the most potential chance to be made into an actual TV show in this town?
I'm going to say The Park.
Really?
The Park?
That is a good one.
Get that person on the phone. Give them the good news. An office-style sitcom show similar to Superstore, but takes place in a theme park.
But we changed it into an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
And then we
Exactly,
turned
but
it
it's
added,
a horror.
we
It's
added
a horror TV show.
Yeah.
Right. Well, there you go. Hey, I don't forget. That was who was that, Vanessa? Eddie. Congratulations, Eddie. You're going to get yourself a couple of tickets to see Dan Levy telling jokes on Monday at a sold-out show at Largo, and then Saturday we'll see you at KROQ's Almost Acoustic Christmas. I wish we could have gotten all these. Some of these pitches were truly terrible. But
My second least favorite one was the 2 blue-collar guys who were high at the gas station. I forgot. I actually want to watch that show. We just sort of GoFundMe so he could produce that show so we can just watch and laugh.
Yes.
We take a break. We're back with your ADD news in a moment. Once again, January 8th, since you can't buy tickets to the December 9th show at Largo, get the tickets to the January 8th Dan Levy and Colleagues Hanukkah Extravaganza and the full doc, Killing Too Hard. You with your recent tour with John Mulaney. People can check that out on YouTube. And thanks for stopping by. Always good to have you here, Dan.
Love you guys.
Quick break. Back with more show next.
Well, congratulations. If you made it to the end of this video, there's a 2% chance that you're still paying attention.
And please check out our other video series called Mr. Beast.
It performs very well.
Yeah. We don't like to brag about it. This is really our sweet spot, but that's what we do on the side, and I don't want to blow it, ruin it for you, but that's Mr. Beast right there.
Yeah, we're going to blow up a bunch of Cybertrucks tomorrow.
Yeah, so that's our other video, or you can just keep watching these ones. This is kind of like our giving back to the community thing. So thanks for being a part of whatever charity this is, and have a great day.